Have you ever sat at a holiday dinner, looked around at the people who share your DNA, and felt absolutely nothing? Society sells us a very specific story, that family is an instinct, that no matter what happens, there is an invisible, unbreakable tether that pulls us back to our relatives. But for you, that tether might not exist. If you don't feel that automatic surge of love for your parents or siblings, you might have secretly worried that you are cold, ungrateful, or even a sociopath. But you aren't broken. You might simply be falling somewhere on the afamilial spectrum. This is a state where the biological bond does not translate into an emotional bond. It isn't necessarily about hate, it is about the absence of connection. Today, we are going to explore why you might feel like a stranger in your own lineage, and why that is actually a valid psychological experience. But before we dive deep, a quick reality check. Videos about complex, quiet emotions like this don't usually trigger the YouTube algorithm, which prefers loud, trending drama. We make this content because we know there are people suffering in silence who need to hear it. If you want to help this message reach the people who need it most, please leave a comment below. Even a simple, "I'm listening," helps. Now, let's look at the psychology of detachment. Being afamilial is rarely a choice you make one day. It is usually a slow, invisible process. In psychology, we often look at emotional mirroring. As a child, if you projected your needs, fears, or personality outward, and your family consistently failed to reflect them back, or reflected them back with distortion and judgment, the bond begins to erode. Think of it like a radio frequency. If you were broadcasting on FM and your family was only receiving on AM, eventually, you stopped broadcasting. This isn't always about abuse. It's about a mismatch of essence. This leads to what psychologists call defensive detachment. This is a survival mechanism. If relying on your family for emotional safety consistently led to disappointment, your brain did something brilliant. It turned off the switch. It numbed the connection to protect you from the pain of rejection. The biggest myth we need to dismantle right now is the idea that being detached from a family means you are incapable of love. This is false. Research into chosen families shows that individuals who lack biological closeness often build incredibly deep, resilient bonds with friends, partners, and mentors. You have the hardware for love. You just aren't plugging it into the outlet of your relatives. Biology is a lottery. It gives you relatives. But intimacy is a choice. It gives you family. If you feel peace when you are away from them, do not let society trick you into calling that peace failure. So, I have a question for you. Have you found a chosen family that understands you better than your biological one? Tell us about your experience in the comments.